This was a really interesting survey to take, especially after everything we've learned in this class. Um, the dispositions that I believe I possess that would make me a strong educator would be that educators should believe that all students can learn and should set and support realistic expectations for students. This is important because if we set goals that are unobtainable for our students, then what are we really doing? We're wasting everyone's time. We need to help our students realize their goals and help them achieve those goals. That's what I believe we should be doing as educators. Um, Educators should exercise sound judgment and ethical behavior. This goes without saying. You're in a position of power. You are supposed to be a role model. You should be doing and saying the right things at the right times. There's a time and place for everything. Obviously, we're going to have lives. We're people too, but that doesn't have to leak into the classroom. And with that being said, as an educator, we are held to a certain standard that goes outside of the classroom as well. So while what we do in our own time is our own business, it also reflects on us as people. And as we all know, what goes on the internet is there for everyone to see. So we have to be extra careful of the things that we're doing and saying because our students, staff, faculty, whatever, they can see that as well. Educators should model integrity by their words and actions. That kind of goes hand in hand with the previous disposition. Um, we're held to a certain standard and we should be saying and doing the right things that show our students what they should be saying and doing as well. Educators should demonstrate professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in their relationships with others while providing intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. I think this is extremely important and something that I personally really try to aspire to because we will have interactions with people besides our students. And when parents are involved, staff, faculty, other educators, when they're involved, we should be kind human beings. That goes in and out of the work. That goes for in and out of the workplace. We should be kind humans who better ourselves for other people, if that makes sense. Educators should be committed to the profession of teaching and learning. We wouldn't be in graduate school to be getting our degree in secondary education if we didn't believe that education was important and we should be committed to our profession. Some dispositions that I lack personally, I think educators should be sensitive to individual learning and social needs of students and embrace the cultural diversity of the community. This is something I wish I could work more on. While being sensitive to individual learning and social needs is important, it's also important to realize that not everyone thinks the same way that we think. So it's important to note that other people learn in other ways. Educators should promote social justice and equity, maintain appropriate standards of confidentiality, and exercise fairness in all areas, including assessment. We're not going to like everyone. We're not going to like all of our students all the time. And with that being said, it's important that while we might not like a student, we still judge them fairly based on their ability and what they can do as a student. Educators should recognize that reflection combined with experience leads to growth as a professional. This is extremely important because you're not going to learn and grow if you don't experience something, reflect on it, and figure out how that can be improved next time. Educators should promote and support curiosity and encourage active inquiry. As educators, we should be teaching kids how to learn, not what to learn. Yes, the what is important, but the how and the process is also important. And if students aren't curious, they're not going to learn. If they don't care, they're not going to learn. Teachers understand the effect of community involvement and servant leadership as it applies to the welfare of others in the educational setting, it's important to know what the community thinks. It's important to be involved in what's going on around you. Because if you're not a part of the community, then the school is a reflection of the community. So then you're really not a part of the school either. An educator looks to me and behaves with integrity and professionalism and kindness while being a role model that students can look up to and think back on in future years. Think that you are someone who changed their lives. I think that's really what an educator looks like to me, is someone who makes a difference. And the standards that guide our thinking should be the standards that are in this survey. If you get these basic principles down, then I believe that that is a good foundation to grow from as an educator.